to my video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Silence Priest deck, which I played against the Lich King, and I played it in the Summoner's War Tavern Brawl, which I played yesterday, I think, or the day before actually. And so this is a really fun deck, although it's not the best deck to play on the ladder right now. I think that it has potential, and overall, it's definitely probably the funnest deck to play. That's pretty viable. And so the main thing you do with this deck is you play Silence and Purify onto your Ancient Watcher or Humongous Razorleaf. Then that creates a great value minion for a very low cost. Then you're oftentimes able to do like 2 Divine Spirits or like an Inner Fire just for like a 36-36. I mean, there's nothing better than dropping that. And so that's going to kind of end up this first part. I'm going to move on to my second part where I'm going to talk about the different cards in my deck and why I play them. I'm going to talk about the different cards I run in my deck and why I run them. And so some of the most important cards in the deck are going to be Purify and Silence. So that's kind of the namesake of the deck. And so overall, what you do, as I mentioned earlier, is play the Ancient Watcher and the Humongous Razorleaf. Then there's a huge ever-present combo, which I'm going to talk about with this deck. And so this is a combo deck. And so pretty much what you do is you have Northshire Cleric and Acolyte of Pain as a draw card engine. So you use those to draw a bunch of cards to assemble your combo. And then you'll play cards like Divine Spirits, or Divine Spirit Cabal, Talon Priest, Bone Mare, and Shadow Word Shield, or Power Word Shield. Then those will be that to buff up the health of a minion. Shadow Visions can really help find those combo pieces to buff up the health. And then you'll Inner Fire, of course, to make it the 32-32. So right now I'm going to have a couple of pictures up on the screen of times that I've had really big minions. I'll move on to some of the tech I run against very popular decks. So the Potion of Madness is a card I run against aggro decks, which oftentimes allows you to pull off shenanigans to be able to kill off 2 minions with 1 card. So overall, it's just great value for any 2-4 you can pull off. Then I run a 1-of Golakka Crawler because this card is overall great. Even if they don't have a pirate, it's just a 2-3 for 2. And so it's never really horrible. And then the Destroyer Pirate, if that hits like a Celsi Captain, and that's which these play in Zulok and in Tempo Rogue. There's pirates in all kinds of decks right now. It's just overall a great card to run. And then I run the Bone Mare because this card adds lots of momentum onto the board, and that's very great against cards like Zulok, because oftentimes they'll have problems dealing with a big minion with Taunt, which can protect your important minions like a Northshire Cleric. And so that's going to kind of end off this piece of the video. And in the next one, I'm going to talk about different strategies against different decks you can play. As I just mentioned, this is the third part of my video, and so I'm going to talk about the different strategies you have against different decks. And so, oftentimes the most important thing to keep in your mind is that your combo, even if you pull it off, it won't always win you the game. And it's especially true against Evolved Shaman and the Silence Priest matchup, because you can really get wrecked by cards like Silence and Evolve, because it takes away all your hard work in your combo, and oftentimes can be like a 5-for-1 in their favor. And so it's just really bad value if you have your gigantic minion, which you work the entire game for, to be devolved, and oftentimes you just have to hit the concede button when that happens. So something to be careful of when you're playing in decks where you know run silence effects or devolve is make sure that your combo can kill them in 1 turn, or if you're playing your different pieces, like say you have a Humongous Razorleaf and you don't have your entire combo off, don't play too much more so that the devolve is a very great thing to play for them. But then oftentimes, if it's the only thing they hit, then they won't just singly devolve Humongous Razorleaf. Then save up for turn 7 when you can say go like a double Divine Spirit, or maybe even a triple if you pulled off something with the Shadow Visions, and just go for the Inner Fire and knock the face off. And so that's kind of how you play against decks with silence effects or the devolve. And it's Raza Priest, which is the ever-present Raza on 5 and on 8 deck. And you need to be careful of the removal. But overall, you definitely need to know that Humongous Razorleaf and Ancient Watcher, those both get away from the Shadow of Death, Shadow of Pain, and Anduin, and Humongous Razor Leaf gets away from Dragonfire Potion. That is incredibly important because those are very important cards in your deck to play. And when it gets around all the priest removal, you need to make sure that you don't buff it by like one attack or something by using Bone Mare to get it just out or to get into more removal. And you also, as I mentioned earlier, you really don't want to overextend and play only like a 16/16. You probably want to kill him in one attack, but oftentimes they'll have the Shadow of Death or the Anduin once it gets into those types of removal. And so that's just something to be careful of when you're playing this deck. And also, another thing you should watch out for, and this is for any deck, is Spreading Plague when you're playing against Druid. And you definitely need to be careful of that with any deck, and make sure you're not playing a bunch of really low power minions so that they can just Spreading Plague your face off. Something that may seem weird for me to say to you, but sometimes you just want to throw away your minions against a Druid if it's almost turn 6 and you have way too many minions on the board. And so now I'm going to get into a couple of games and explain my gameplay of why I made so. This is going to be my first game. And so, as always, I'm facing a worthy opponent, and so, this is gonna be a rogue, and so if it's a Balkan Caller, I definitely don't want to mulligan that away, because oftentimes will achieve great value with that.
Shall bring
and
victory.
So what I'm seeing right now is the Cabal Talon Priest is too slow to play with the Humongous Razor Leaf, and you always want to keep the Humongous Razor Leaf, because it's part of your combo, and it's oftentimes one of the most powerful cards you can play, and the Northshire Cleric is always a great turn 1 play, especially if there's a only play. And so I'm going to dump the Talon Priest and keep these two. And so the Northshire Cleric can also potentially help me draw the Silence or Purify, which is really necessary to a great play out. And so this one piece of my combo, which is great to draw, it would be better to see the Silence though, but I'm not complaining. The Bone Mare really wasn't that great of a draw, especially over the Cabal Talon Priest, because it's really slow. I don't think it'll be a problem.
Is someone injured?
So I'm just going to play this, hopefully drop something that I can attack into and get a card off of by healing the Northshire Cleric. So there's a hallucination. I'm pretty sure I might be playing Miracle Rogue, because lots of times Tempo Rogue doesn't run that, but we'll have to see. And so there's an Ancient Watcher. I guess I'll just throw it down as a threat. And
right
even
away.
if it all sounds next turn, it won't be that bad of a play. I probably won't sound to throw, because I'll play Humongous Razor Leaf, but it sounds really great to have more threats available, especially against Rogue, because oftentimes don't have the best clears.
Time to die.
Yeah, Deadly Fork, I will admit I didn't expect to see that card, but that is no problem. One thing I'm worried about when I see that is that it can kill away my Acolyte of Pain in one hit, so it's just a cycle. So I'm going to play this, and hopefully I can draw the Silence effect soon. If I don't, that's fine. I'll just wait until Bone Mare turn and hopefully get like a Faceless Watcher, but we'll have to see what happens. Another hallucination. Wonder where he's getting. Watching me get like an Anduin off this, that'd be kind of infuriating, but I'm sure he won't. There's a Razor Petal Lasher, trying to keep track that one of his cards is a dead card almost, or a very low power card compared to the other ones. And so obviously I'm just going to purify this. Hopefully I can draw like a Divine Spirit. That's sweet. Alright then, I guess I'm just going to go like this and heal this. Why not? And so hopefully I just draw a Divine Spirit and he passes, because then that's just the game right done. And so I'll have to see what happens though. Just gonna attack that. Attack there. He's probably gonna play that before and attack my Razor Leaf, but that's fine because I didn't always draw into another Silence effect. It's a very odd play. I mean, he doesn't kill my Humongous Razor Leaf, and, I'm kind of confused about that, but I'm sure he has a reason for it. I'm probably totally blanking on some kind of tech that Loxley's actually running now, but that's totally fine. Like, probably not gonna get burned for it, fingers crossed. So right now, if he doesn't damage that Razor Leaf and he just goes face, I will win the game. And so I'll have to see what happens, but he could easily be playing something like Assassinate, which is pretty uncommon to see, but it definitely has happened before and will happen in the future. So like I said, this is just a game of wait and see. This is one of the few things I don't like about Hearthstone is that you often have to wait a long time for it to be your turn again. Huh, no patches, he must have drawn his, or maybe he doesn't play it, but that would make too much sense if he didn't play it, or if he doesn't play it in his deck. There's 3 cards to me right now, and one of these is Razor Petal. Alright then, there's the first game in the bag, so I'm just gonna teal this up, go for the Divine Spirit, go for the Inner Fire. So, as you see, there's a big thing. Yeah, also that if you're playing into this deck, you also have to watch out. And so, right now I have enough gold for a pack, and so this is going to be the first pack opening on this video. Definitely going to put this mass pack opening of one pack. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go for a... I haven't opened Old Gods for quite a long time. So I'm just gonna buy a pack here. See what I get. Probably it's gonna get 40 dust, but we'll have to see. Tentacle goes off. Grotesque Dragonhawk. Infested Torrent Golden. That's sweet. That makes the whole pack worth it. Master of Evolution. This is honestly a card that I thought would be good when I first saw it leaked, but not really that great. This is going to be another rare. Golden Rare. Silted Swarmer. So this is a pretty good pack overall. Probably going to dust most of these cards, but definitely worth buying Old Gods then. So I'm going to jump into another game here, and let's see how I do. And I really want to see another really out there deck, because it's oftentimes fun to play against other fun decks with this. And I know my friend, he really hates it when I play Silence Priest because it beats it. Basically, he has he has an evolved Jade. He has an evolved Jade Shaman deck that doesn't run Devolve. And he just started running Devolve in it.
Versus
and his Shaman and his Druid deck now naturalizes. I'd always just beat him. And he got very mad about that lots of the time. I'm saying Druid, and I'm thinking about keeping my Golokka Crawler because he might be playing Token. But I don't know. I think I'll keep it because I definitely want something early in case I draw into the top end of my curve. Wow, that's a couple of really good cards to have. So I'm just gonna drop down my North Shore player and end. So if he is playing Token Druid, then I can Golokka Crawl away his pirate if he has it on turn 1, or I can attack and heal. I wonder what he's playing out. Okay. I also thought I was gonna play that. Probably should have said that and seemed like a complete god. Huh. I think I'm just gonna go like this and heal because he has a pirate somewhere. And so, I don't know where that pirate is, of course, but I can definitely kill something eventually with a Golokka Crawler. And, hopefully I draw a Humongous Razor Leaf soon. Excuse me there, definitely didn't mean to do that. His own Golokka Crawler. Oh wow, I'm so scared of that Golokka Crawler there. Huh. I'm just gonna do the same play I did last turn and attack and heal. Potion of Madness. That is going to be that might be a very good card to have sometime, but I think I'm not gonna play it this turn, just end. So let's see what happens then. This one, the man, the meme, the legend, Snowflip a Penguin. That card is so fun. Mark of the Lotus. Alright, I'm already seeing value here. Right then, let's see what I can do. Alright, let's silence this. Then Potion of Madness, this. And attack there. Then I'm just gonna drop down my Shadow Visions and, I think I'm tempted to take this Powered Shield. Yeah, I don't have any of the other combo pieces really, so I think the Powered Shield is probably the best take there. I probably missequenced that, and I could have played the Powered Shield to draw a card before Silence his Druidal Swarm, but I'm sure it's not going to be too much of a problem. Wow, another one. Sometimes I wish I had Master Spell, but can't always. Man, I'm really not drawing what I need here. So Shadow Visions, and I can go for Silence here. Silence this. I'm just gonna end. So there's both my Shadow Visions gone, so that's something important to note. And both my, I still have one Silence in my deck. Man, if I can draw Humanoid Waste Leaf here, that'd be, very good. But I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, so let's see. There we go. So speaking of the devil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Man, he's really getting close to finishing me off here, but I don't think he's gonna have any quite yet. Just one more turn, I think. I'm gonna play this turn in case I do something really good to play. Alright. Similarly strong draws would be Bone Mare. But I have a strong play with Divine Spirit into Face of Schomburg, and a Fire with us would be great. So right now, he's filled up his board there. I don't think it's too much of a problem, but we'll see. Alright. I guess I play this Divine Spirit into Face of Schomburg.
Is someone injured?
I'll play that until next turn. I think I'm just gonna start punching his board off. And he's just hellbent on cards right now, so he doesn't have any cards in his hand. And so he's just playing off the top of his deck. So all I gotta do now is mostly just kill off his board, then he's pretty dead. Ouch, that hurts. Need to draw something here. Alright, and heal this. Purify this. Purify this. Ah, he got me here. This is a close one, though.
Right away.
Well played.
Well
it's
played.
Probably gonna be the end of my video.
You have best.
So thank you for watching, and tomorrow you can expect to see the next Tavern Brawl. That's all, folks. Tune in next time.